Now I'm gonna talk about the group policy management and how to create organization unit. This topic is very, very, very important. I'm gonna use it in your daily life, like Active Directory exactly. This one and Active Directory both together are two integrated topics and very important. So I have here two servers. One, I'm gonna check the implementation of the group policy, and the other one, I'm gonna create the group policy on it. So in order to do this, I'm gonna start with check the Active Directory users. Active Directory users and computers. Here's Active Directory users and computers. Here I have Active Directory users and computers. And let's see what's inside here. Then I have here domain. Let me go to the new and create organization unit. This is the first organization unit. Let's call this one, for example, global. No, let's call it IT department, or let's call it technical one and technical two. Technical one. Okay. And under this one, I'm going to create another one, new, another organization unit as well, called technical 2. So technical 2 is under technical 1. So here on the technical 1, we're going to create new users. So I'm going to call this user, for example, user 1. User 1. He's already user 1. Is already new. We have already user 1. So let's call the user T1, technical 1. User T1. Okay, and here is the password. Okay, and another user under technical 2 called user T2, user technical 2, user T2. With a password as well. Let me change this password. Differentiate between both of them. So I have two users here, user 1 and user 2. Okay, and now I want to go to this I'm going to implement the group policy management. Here I have group policy management. Here's a number. See, here I have technical. See, technical 1 and technical 2. So inside the group policy, after I created the two groups here in the Active Directory and computers, I will move to the group policy management in order to create some rules here. Here's group policy object as well. So let's, on the technical one, there's no policies yet created, and on technical 2 there is no yet policies created. Let's go here, right click on it and create GPO, group policy object. Let's call it, for example, desktop disabling. Okay, And in technical 2, let's call it control panel, disabling. Okay. So here we go to disk. First one, desktop disabling. When I right click on it and click on edit, it will open the editing of this one. So let me try here. Here it is, this one disabling. I can right click either from here, edit, or either from here, right click and edit as well. Okay, here is a report which is I have to add first on the servers. You have to add everything here. Management console, not to be appeared. Let's go back now to the group policy. I edited this first one, the desktop, and I'm not controlling the computer hardware. I'm controlling the user intervention. So I'll go to the policies here, and I want to control the administrative templates, which is something built in on the Windows, something like the desktops here. So here in the desktop, you can hide or disable items on the desktop. So if I went here on server number 2, I have here server 2. Let me, for example, on the screen resolution, let me create some folders here. View, let's say desktop icons. Okay, auto range. Let's create new folder. So I have here recycle bin and a create folder on the server 2. So I'm gonna hide and disable items on the desktop. This one, let me extend this window first. It's not yet configured. So when I double click on it, it's not configured. I'm gonna enable it. Then I'm gonna enable, get this a little bit up, and click apply or click OK, both. Okay, I can also disable other stuff. Don't save settings on exit. So when he's exiting, nothing is saved. Turn off arrow shaking window. So this is something related to the theme. No one can do this. Can change the theme. Remove the computer icon from the desktop. They cannot see the computer. Remove my documents icon from the desktop as well. Let me check something with the recycle bin here. Remove recycle bin from the desktop. Remove properties. Context menu. Enable. Let's take this a little bit up. Okay. So we're in server 2. We have recycle bin. Right click. Yes. Properties. Okay. I have properties. I'm gonna check this. So this is enabled and this one is enabled. This I did it on the desktop for the first technical one. Okay. So now this one on technical one, report F5 to refresh. Okay, administrative templates, now it's here. Now see we have something here, desktop, yes. So it shows here's the report. Okay, let's go to technical 2. Nothing yet on the technical 2. Let me open control panel policy. Nothing, no settings defined. So let's define setting here. Click, right click, edit as well. And of course we are controlling the user intervention of the computer hardware to the policies and administrative of the Windows. This time I'm gonna go to the control panel. And hide specified items, always open, prepped access control panel. This one is good, yeah. So prepped access control panel, so they cannot access the control panel, enable that. apply or OK directly. So now it's enabled. This one is under, take care, this one is under technical 2. Yes, under technical 2. So come here, F5 to refresh. Okay, now we do the administrative template has been activated. Show. Now desktop has been private access to control panel. Let's go here to server 2. Let's go to the control panel. Administrative tools. Where is the control? Here's the control panel. So this user can control the control panel. Okay, let's log off now. Let's check the NS lookup to check if this machine is connected to the server or not. Yes, server 1. Yes, it's connected to it. Just to make sure that this machine is a part of the domain. Okay, so let's go log off and log in with first user 1 and second user 2. I hope I remember the name of the user. Okay, I'm waiting for logging off. Okay, Alt Control Delete from here. Switch user, other user. Let's call it user, we say T1 with this password. Yes, the user is working. So what did I say for the user 1? I said user 1 is under the group first group policy, under technical 1. And this is technical 2, this is the default 1 on the group management, disabling desktop, but the control panel is working. Okay, so now it's preparing the desktop, as we see here, because the user is logging in for the first time. Oh, yes. Remember, there was a recycle bin and whatever, at least there should be a recycle bin. Try to right click. I cannot right click. I cannot right click. It's still popping up, but I go to the control panel. It's accessible. Okay, control panel is accessible. Right click is not accessible because the user T1 cannot access the desktop. Let's try to log off and log in with user 2. User 2 is a part of, is a child from the parent group policy T1, but it has more restrictions that they cannot access the control panel. I'm waiting the machine to respond. Log off. Now I can delete instead of user T1. Let's go to user T2. Okay, the user also is working. I'm waiting for the desktop to be ready and see if the user 2 will be affected either by his. Okay, now see the user 2 started. Still no right click. Okay, let's go to control panel. Oh, no control panel. See, devices and printers. I can't see any control panel here. Control panel is disabled. No control panel. On the same way, we can create more restrictions. That's why when you go some organization, you're gonna sometimes you just find normal desktop. This is called control panel. You can create more, many more restrictions, edit, and call control panel, desktop, whatever. You can either control the user intervention or the computer hardware intervention. This administrative. Here's some Windows settings, folder redirection, security settings as well. The most common things that, and the most organizations, especially the schools and the colleges, they are controlling the control panel, desktop, shared folders, all this kind of stuff. Okay, there's two other issues, two other topics in the group policy before we close it. One, the first one is called right click here and block inheritance. That to block the inheritance of this policy. So if you look here, we cannot see anything except this is only block inheritance. I'm going to show something and see, and here is also an exclamation mark. If you want to remove it, you can remove the block inheritance from here. This block inheritance means it will not affect the child of these ones. So as I mentioned here, this block inheritance, I can remove this. You can also block inheritance means it's going to block it's going to block this policy from being implemented. So for example, if the desktop disable, it is on the parent and I want to block it from technical 2 groups, so I can just go to technical and block inheritance. It means block any rules from the parent to be applied to me. So for example, if I did this here in technical 2, if you remember, let's remove this first. Let's go technical 2, what they able to do. So they are unable to the control panel or even neither control panel nor the desktop access. Here is user 2, yes, no control panel and no desktop, right? So let's log off and let's apply the inherit here, block inherit. So it will not take any higher policy like desktop disabling, but it will implement the control panel. There is another important command. It's called gp update /force. It means update the group policy. I just edit it, either create it or whatever to be implemented. This is to avoid restarting the server, something like when you edit or do something on the DNS, you flush the DNS, then register the DNS. This is similar to this one, but in the group policy. Let's log in now with the user 2. User 2, exactly. Sorry, this user 2 has a different password. So let me check now what user 2 should be able to do. We blocked the higher one, desktop, so we'll be able to see the desktop, but will not be able to control panel. Yes, desktop is here. I can right click as well. No control panel. Let's play again with this one. Here desktop and right click, no control panel. Let's enforce this one, this policy, sorry. Let's enforce to be lock. Here is a lock. No one can disable it. No lower level can avoid using this policy. So let's see here, user 2. Let's look off. And at the same time, also update the group policy. GP group policy update /force. So force the group policy to be updated. Is it done or not done? So although here I have blocked the inheritation of the higher policies, I came here and to avoid this message every time, you can just don't show this. Thank you. Uh, I did the enforce. I should not be able to either right click on the desktop or even see neither right click. I'll see no control panel and no recycle bin, no right click, no control panel. Let me remove the control panel from here. Delete. And log off. See, no control panel. Okay, we're gonna log off. And also update the group policy. See, I'm just playing with the group policies. This, of course, you can use it on your everyday day in your life, or you're controlling your entire environment. I'm waiting for logging off to log in again. Of course, this feature would be very useful when you have multiple organization units and many childs, and you want to control which one to obey what, to avoid what. So this feature will be more obvious when you create more than one organization unit on the parent with a child. So now the group, the technical tool, it's affected by no disk right click or recycle, but the disk control should be back. Yes, control panel is back. That was simply a quick overview over the group policy.